कहाँ गए हो? चले गए? स्कूल खुल गए? हाँ, मम्मी पापा जाती है वो अब छुट्टी करो खुलो।
It was the Vasanta Panchami. We just celebrated the Vasanta Panchami. So I was speaking especially about Vasanta Panchami. So we did the installation of the deities, and also we were very busy doing many things there. So I didn't speak anything specially about Vasanta Panchami because of that. So also on the Vasanta Panchami was also the appearance day of Raghunath Goswami, Vishnu Chakravarti, Vishnu Priya Devi, also Vishnu Priya Devi, Not disappearance of Raghunadas Goswami disappearance. Anyway, appearance or disappearance, it's okay. I mean, anyway, it's the day. Actually, there's no difference between Avirbhava and tirobhava, appearance and disappearance. The appearance and disappearance of the Vaishnavas. Actually, what is it? Actually, it's just a matter of because actually they're always with us, you know. Just like, for example, the sun is always there, isn't it? But sometimes the sun comes in our inside our sight, and then we call it daytime. And sometimes the sun is away of our sight of vision, out of sight, so it's nighttime. So in the same way, Bhagavan and his pure devotees, their appearance and disappearance is also like that. The lilas of Bhagavan are eternal. So these lilas are going eternally in Goloka Vrindavan, and these lilas Swayam Bhagavan to benefit the jivas of this world, to give mercy to the jivas of this world. Bhagavan appears in this world and performs all his pastimes here. And this is what you call Prakat Lila, means manifested pastimes. So Swayam Bhagavan, just to give mercy and benefit the living entities, he manifested from Nitya Goloka Vrindavanadan with his own associates in this world. If somebody listens about these pastimes, glorifies these pastimes and remembers these pastimes, and becomes absorbed in them, in these pastimes, by becoming absorbed, this person will attain to God. This is the way of the process of how attaining to Lord. How can we become absorbed, absorbed in Him? This is the way to attain Him. Not only by listening Harikatha. You cannot only attain to God only by listening Harikatha. The way to attain Bhagavan, I told. You have to be absorbed, like you have to absorb yourself. You remember the story of Gokarna and Dundukari? I told this also in this story. That Dundukari, he was delivered. He attained the abode of Lord after listening Bhagavad-Kapta for 7 days from Gokarna. So Gokarna spoke Harikatha of Bhagavatam, and then this Dundukari, he was delivered from the ghost body and he went to the abode of Lord. And the other listeners of the Harikatha, they also told, oh, we also listen to this Katha. Why we are not getting deliverance from this material world? And at that time Gokarna told, the fruit you cannot only get only by listening. You cannot get the fruit only by listening. If you're not absorbed, you cannot attain to Lord as long as you're not absorbed in Him. So like Dundukari, he listened, he heard the Harikatha, but he absorbed, he remembered. That the fruit is only not listening, is man, means you have to think about it. You think about something when you're absorbed in something, isn't it? So then we see this abhishtata, means absorption. So while you're listening, you must absorb. You must be absorbed. Just like Bhagavan explains in this verse. If you absorb yourself in me with your intelligence, then your heart will be purified, and then in the end you'll attain to me. So I'll speak something about Vasanta Panchami. Remember something about Vasanta Panchami now. Krishna has two kinds of main rasa-lilas. Actually, although Shastra explains about many kinds of rasa-lilas, kathas, Nitya rasa-lila, eternal rasa-lila, and every day Krishna does rasa-lila. Where? In Vrindavan. Vasantika-rasa, spring season rasa-lila. Sharadiya-rasa is the autumn season rasa-lila, which takes place in Vrindavan. Actually, every full moon Krishna does rasa-lila. For example, haimantika-rasa-lila in the dewy season rasa-lila. So many kinds of rasas, but there are two main rasas. One is sharadiya-rasa, autumn season rasa-lila, which takes place in the autumn season. In the Sharad Purnima, means full moon of the autumn. It's in the beginning of Kartik. The first day of Kartik we celebrate this. It's called Sharad Purnima. The full moon of month of Kartik is called Sharad. It's the autumn season full moon. But in the end, haimantika-rasa. In the end of the month of Kartik, there's another full moon day. That day Krishna performs another rasa-lila called haimantika-rasa. Dewing season rasa-lila. Dew, called dew, wet.
Dewy season.
Dewy.
Winter season.
Like Vishwanath Chakravarti, he wrote a book called Udbhat Ras. Udbhat Ras. One book of Vishwanath Chakravarti. Because all of the leelas of Krishna, the highest lila is ras-lila. Krishna himself told to Arjuna, "Hey Arjuna, although I have many pastimes, even though I have many pastimes, when I remember my rasa-lila pastime, I cannot even compose myself." Because the gopis, they have so many bhava and bhava, means so many moods gopis manifest in the rasa-lila. Rasa-lila is a moment full of rasa-madurja, means transcendental mellows of transcendental pastimes. And Krishna is a Dhira-Nayaka, he's a hero without any worries and etc. So actually the sweetness of Krishna is, and the sweetness that he relishes is brilliantly, like amazing. Do you know what is, do you understand brilliant? So radiance and brilliant. Unki ras? Unki bhava madhuri. So many kinds of moods of the gopis in the rasa-lila have bhav, many kinds of moods. Although Srimati Radhika, she is the one who can fulfill all the desires of Krishna. But without many beloveds, Krishna would never be happy. Without many consorts, Krishna would not be happy. The happiness of rasa, the intoxication comes, like you feel very absorbed when you have many beloveds. Then intoxication comes, means you feel like so much bliss. If you have not many consorts, rasa doesn't manifest all this madhuryata, this sweetness, because especially Krishna shows the Parakya-bhava, Paramore mood. In Swakya-bhava there's no rasa. In Swakya there's no rasa. In the relationship between wedded husband and wife, there's no rasa. Rasa happens especially where? In the Paramore mood. So in this world, this Parakya-bhava, Paramore mood, is very low and is completely wrong and take you to the hell and is a great sin. If you illegal. If you illegally associate with women, this is a sin. But in this transcendental world, only Bhagavan Brajananda Sundara, he performs rasa. This only Brajendra Nandana Shama Sundara. Dwarakadish Krishna Mathuradish cannot perform rasa. What to speak of Vaikuntha, Lord of Vaikuntha, what to speak of Lord of Ayodhya? For them it's not possible at all. The Ramchandra. So Ayodhapati means Ramchandra. So even Ramchandra cannot perform rasa. Also, if Mathuradish and Dwarakadish also, like Krishna from Mathura and Dwaraka, also they didn't do. Only Brajananda Shamasundara, Dhira Lalita Nayaka, this special hero, kind of hero, Dhira Lalita Nayaka, always controlled by his beloved and has all those qualities. Not Dhira Lalita Nayaka, so only he can perform rasa. So I was speaking about two main rasa-lilas. One is vasantika-rasa and another sharadiya-rasa. Sorry, rasa-lila of spring season and also autumn season. So Panchayati-rasa is another name of sharadiya-rasa, the rasa-lila of the autumn season. Panchayati means there are many kinds of gopis they assembled in this rasa-lila. So, gopis that you were doing bhajana sadhana in groups and not in groups, Jyotiki, Ajyotiki, Shruti-chari, Muni-chari, those were rishis, munis. Many kinds of gopis they assembled. Like also those ladies, from Janakpuri. When they saw Ramachandra coming inside Janakpuri, all those ladies, they felt so much attraction to Bhagavan Ramachandra that in their minds, Ramachandra, in his mind, he gave blessing to them and told to these ladies of Janakpuri, in Krishna Lila, you'll be able to be born from the womb of gopis, all of you. And you'll be, as a fruit of having the association of Manita Siddha gopis, you'll be able to attain my rasa-lila. So that thing which is not possible even for Lakshmi Devi. Understand? Until now, Lakshmi Devi is praying in Belvan. Lakshmi Devi, she couldn't attain it, the rasa-lila. But see, by the mercy of Ramchandra, all these ladies that used to live in Janakpuri, they were born as gopis, they got this good fortune. That's why Uddhava said, these gopis of Braj Sundarinam, these gopis of Braj, what can I tell about their good fortune? Nisa Uddhava spoke this verse. What to speak? What to speak of the ladies of this world? Not even... No, sorry. What to speak? Even the ladies of Swarga didn't get this good fortune that the gopis attained. So what to speak of the ladies of this world? So nobody had the same good fortune as like the gopis, because Krishna held them by the neck. This look is explained in the rasa-lila, and even the Swargaloka ladies, their bodies smell like a lotus, and even they didn't get this good fortune. So what is the speciality of these gopis of Vraj? This is showing. Not any other lady got this opportunity that the gopis had. That's why when you go to explain about rasa, it's a very confidential thing. Even the Munis Rishis that were for 10,000 years chanting Gopal mantra in the forest of Dandakaranya, when they saw Lord Ramachandra, some desire came in their hearts. And then Ramachandra gave mercy to them and told, in Dwapara Yuga, I will come as Krishna and I will fulfill all your desires. I will fulfill. So in this way, it's the speciality of rasa-lila. This beauty of all these gopis, the Shastra explains also. These gopis, for example, a prince has some symptoms of being a prince. Then he'll be crowned as like a king. a prince has some symptoms of being king. Like, for example, if you see him, you'll see how his body, his features, then you can say, oh, he's a prince. Then he'll be recognized as the prince also. So what I want to say is that these gopis were so beautiful and so sweet and so amazing also. How is their bodies, their feet, from the tip of her feet until the tip of her hair in their head is so beautiful. Everything in them. Actually, in this material world, it's not possible at all. What can I tell you? Especially Swapaksha, Vipaksha. So Swapaksha is the group of Srimati Radhika, Vipaksha group of the Chandravali. So the group of Chandravali and the group of Srimati Radhika. The topmost limit of Mahabhava also we see in rasa-lila. Because the speciality of rasa, first you must have a special place, city, Vrindavan. So the desh is very important. The place of the rasa-lila is Vrindavan. Kal, the time can be which one? Season, the season, the autumn season or spring season. Patra means those who are doing the thing. Like Patra is hero, is Krishna, the hero. Krishna is the Dhira Lalita Nayak, he is the performer. And the heroine also, like Patri means those who are doing also the pastimes. Srimati Radhika and all her Kaya Vyuha expansions, bodily expansions. There are many descriptions about this. So the rasa-lila that Krishna performs in spring season is called Chandra Sarovar. So the spring season rasa-lila is called vasantika-rasa and took place in Chandra Sarovar on the lap of Giriraj Govardhan. So it took place on the lap of Giriraj Govardhan. It's June season rasa-lila is in the end of Kartika. June, sorry, and in the mountain there's some water in the leaves. How do you call it? June. One of the seasons of Rasa, 6 seasons. One is June season. And the vasantika-rasa spring season took place in the. Sorry, what? But Gurudev said that this haimantika means June season and this is after Kartik. So Srimati Radhika saw Krishna is a cheater. He loves me and at the same time he's with other gopis. Like he also is having love with other gopis at the same time, loving them. So Srimati Radhika became of man. So Krishna, he manifests in many forms, or also in the same way also you can say he danced very quickly and he was with all the gopis. With one gopi he was holding her hands, another gopi he was holding her neck, and then Krishna was praying just like an offender. Gopi, I did no offense to your feet, and Krishna like folding his hands.
कुछ लीलाएं प्रभाव के लिए लीला भी करती है नारद ऋषि ने इसलिए अनेक इसलिए दूसरे गोपियों की क्या हुई सौभाग्य
So the other gopis, they felt so bhagamat, means they were so much pride of their good fortune. Like, oh, Krishna is dancing only with me, I'm so fortunate. They were like intoxicated, or like they were very proud of their opportunity of being with Krishna dancing alone. Actually, Yogamaya she arranged all these pastimes because without Yogamaya, these leelas would not take place. When Krishna saw the autumn night, full moon, he felt the desire to make a rasa-lila, and he took shelter of Upasrita. He took shelter of Yogamaya to perform a rasa-lila. Krishna, he remembered Yogamaya and performed this lila. I'm sleeping so little. Sleeping little. Yes. क्यों? क्यों गुरु?
क्योंकि इसको जानने के लिए बहुत कुछ
So to know this, you have to listen so much and know so much. He asked him, where are you going? Then the Bhatsi told him, not going, I'm coming, arriving here in your class. So I was describing so beautiful vasantika-rasa. So we are comparing two rasa-lilas, sharadiya, autumn season, and vasantika-rasa, spring season lila, rasa-lila. So in the autumn season, rasa-lila, sharadiya, all kinds of gopis they assembled in the full moon of autumn season. And in vasantika-rasa, spring season, only swapaksha and vipaksha, means group of Srimati Radhika and Chandravali assembled. But the lila on banks of Radhakunda, in that other rasa-lila, only the swapaksha groups of Srimati Radhika gopis they go. And because it's Vasantika spring season, so many beautiful flowers they are blossoming. And after Vasanta Panchami, the cold starts to lessen. To lessen? The cold starts to lessen. And dire? And slowly the heat is coming more, like it's becoming warmer. And also many kinds of flowers, they blossom. You know, the spring, the mustard seed flowers, everywhere we see, yellow. You know, this field with these yellow flowers. In the Western countries, I see thousands and thousands of yellow flowers of mustard seed only. Here we don't see so much, but in the Western countries, when you drive, you see thousands and thousands of land filled full of yellow color only. You can see. So beautiful, it becomes so beautiful. if you see a field full of yellow flowers. And in the spring season also is also the time of harvesting the wheat, and also a good smell coming. There are fragrance, cuckoo birds singing, the this bee also humming. So what I want to say, this is always udipana, stimulation coming. Ai meu Deus, tá vendo? So udipana, stimulation. So the nature itself, Yogamaya, manifests, decorates everything so beautifully everywhere. For the rasa-lila, everything is decorated. Shastra also explains about it. The beauty that Krishna manifests in rasa-lila, he doesn't manifest anywhere else. Shema Rama Ramana Sundara Tavarishta Narjamohita Samasta Jagatana Shamasava Kada. So this is a verse of Rupa Goswami. He wrote this verse explaining about the beautiful form of Radha and Krishna in the rasa-lila. When Krishna manifests his topmost beauty, when he is with Srimati Radhika in the rasa-lila. All this is described. And also another stimulation is because Krishna is in the lap of Giriraj Govardhan. And in the lap of Giriraj, so many pastimes, amorous pastimes. So Srila Raghunadas Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada, Rupa Goswami, they describe the glories of Giriraj Govardhan in their writings. In the caves of Giriraj Govardhan, Radha and Krishna perform very super confidential and sweet pastimes. When I'll be able to stay near Giriraj, live in Giriraj. So Paramada Madana Lila, Kandare Kandarite means these highest pastimes Radha and Krishna perform in the caves of Giriraj. So a beautiful rasa-lila was going on, and even Lord Brahma. कौन क्या? मतलब Brahma ji. When Krishna performed the rasa-lila vasantika-rasa spring season. The movement of the moon completely stopped. All this is described. So beautiful. So Srimati Radhika felt man because Radha saw that Krishna was with all the gopis at the same time and also with her. So she became Manini with man, angry. She left the rasa-lila and she left. Are you talking about sharadiya or the vasantika? Spring or autumn? And Gurudev is saying, in all both rasas, she became with man, angry. But in the sharadiya, although angry, she continued in the rasa-lila, but Krishna forcefully took her away in the Panchayati, sharadiya-rasa, autumn season. And in vasantika-rasa, Srimati Radhika felt man and she left. Very beautiful this description. In Mansarovar, Srimati Radhika was crying, and Krishna came and pacified her man. Actually, rasa is eternal. Four kinds of rasa, Maharaj, he's asking. विश्राम कीजिए करके.
और अनेक कहा जाता है.
There are many kinds of rasa.
उसमें वैशिष्ट इसमें
But there's some speciality in each of them.
एक प्रेममय भगवान अखिल रसामृत सिंधु पश्चिमत रुचि विद्र तारकापाली कलित सामंगलितो राधा प्रयाणो जरूरी.
So Krishna is the ocean of rasa, unlimited ocean.
कृष्ण प्रति अपूर्व वैशिष्ट.
So the speciality of Krishna Prem we see in this.
और किसी अवतार में
In any other avatara we don't see this. Krishna has many. Why Krishna is so glorious?
कृष्ण में भी
Because Krishna is Dhira Lalita Nayaka, this special hero. So what is this Dhira Lalita Nayaka? He has 4 qualifications. Prasibasibut, Bhakt Chaturja, Parihas Pata. So first controlled by his beloved. He is completely controlled by his own consort. He becomes controlled by his beloved. Second, Navanaiva Manman Nishchintata. So Presibasibhut, he is controlled by his beloved. Nishchintata, he is always peaceful. He doesn't have any tension. He has no worries. He doesn't have any tension. So when you have so many responsibilities, so much, then you have tension in your mind. If you have many responsibilities, or so this is called tanab, or like disturbance of your mind. Mind disturbed. But Krishna, he doesn't have. He's without any worries. Carefree. He's carefree. He's a carefree. Like he doesn't have any worries. He's, easy and easygoing. No, easygoing another thing. No? He's carefree. Sorry. Bidagda means parihaspat. So Bidagda means he's expert in speaking, expert in making jokes and speaking very nicely. This is specialty of Brajanananda Shamasundara. And also 4 is Navatarunya, means Krishna is always beautiful, just like a 16-year-old boy. Very beautiful and young. At each moment he's more young, more beautiful, more new, more fresh, more ever fresh, newly. So his chest is so beautiful, and the gopis see his chest and they feel some stimulation. Parihasa means he's expert in laughing, joking. Ramachandra, he's not like this. Ramachandra is always grave and serious, But Krishna, naturally, he's spontaneously like joking always, and like funny mood and laughing, joking. And he's the highest of beauty and sweetness, Krishna. Nobody has such a beautiful form as like Krishna's. So Vasantika-rasa, in sharadiya-rasa, Krishna was dancing just like a alavat chakranai with all the gopis. Like he's actually one, but going so quickly to all the gopis that looks like he's with all of them. And all the gopis, each of them thought, oh, Krishna is only with me. But then they co-wife moved. So then gopis, they saw the Krishna. Srimati Radhika saw Krishna was with other gopis. So she had this svapatni bhava, means co-wife mood, like jealous because Krishna was with other gopis. So Krishna was very quickly dancing from one gopi to another. Then Srimati Radhika saw this situation, and she left Krishna So some gopis felt Sobhagamad, pride of their good fortune, but Srimati Radhika felt man, like she was with this transcendental anger. That's why she left the rasa-lila. Bhagavatam explains. Keshavam. But Acharya and other Puranas explain that Srimati Radhika felt man and stopped dancing. And at this moment, Krishna himself, he's tried to pacify the man of the gopis, and he's also giving bliss to Krishna, trying to pacify their man. So, in the sharadiya-rasa, Srimati Radhika felt man and stopped dancing, and then Krishna took her forcefully and disappeared with her. In the sharadiya-rasa lila, autumn season, Krishna forcefully took her away. Without, like, against her desire. This is called forcefully because Srimati Radhika didn't want, so Krishna So Srimati Radhika felt so how Krishna is such a cheater because he's doing rasa-lila with all the gopis. So Srimati Radhika thought like this, and then she had the man. She had felt man, so did man, now we say the name. Srimati Radhika did man. So Srimati Radhika stopped dancing. She went into man. And then Krishna forcefully, he took Srimati Radhika away from the rasa-lila, and they both disappeared. Both of them disappeared. And in Vasantika-rasa, spring season rasa-lila, what happens? Krishna was doing pastimes with many gopis, and then Srimati Radhika also saw these and also went into man. But Srimati Radhika, what did she do? She left alone from the rasa-lila. She went away alone. Do you understand? So this is the difference between vasantika-rasa and sharadiya. We're comparing one to the other. What happened in each one of them? Did you understand? Did you understand?
I understood what happened in one of them.
In the vasantika-rasa, that's why Shukadeva Gosvami explains the speciality of the vasantika-rasa in his book Gita Govinda. Have you read Gita Govinda? Little bit I read it, the first sloka I read. If you have curiosity to know about this transcendental mellows of Radha and Krishna, you should read this Gita Govinda. This is like introduction sloka of Gita Govinda, very beautiful verse. If you really want to so the rasa was going on very beautifully. All the gopis immersed in bliss, and Srimati Radhika went into man. And in the spring season, Srimati Radhika felt man. She went away alone, and Krishna, just like a lusty man, went running after her. So this is the spring season rasa.
ये समस्त लीला
So all these lilas we see. What is the special quality of Srimati Radhika? She is the Swadhini Bhartika Naika. Is the kind of heroine which gives order to her beloveds. Swadhini Bhartika Naika, independent heroine which gives orders to the beloveds. Like do this, do that. And the beloveds does everything she tells. What is a Swadhini Bhartika Naika? This kind of heroine. What is the speciality of vasantika-rasa? So we're comparing two rasa-lilas, the sharadiya-rasa and the vasantika-rasa. Autumn season rasa-lila and the spring season rasa-lila. What is the specificity in each of them, one of them? Then we can speak about the rasa-lila which takes place in the Maharasa. The Maharasa lila is the lila, rasa-lila taking place in the banks of Radhakunda, on the banks of Radhakunda. So there were 100 crore, like 100 times 10 million. I think 1 billion or 1 trillion gopis. So anyway, Krishna was dancing with many millions of gopis. And then when Srimati Radhika did man and left the rasa-lila, Krishna went running up to her just like a lusty man. And that day also we spoke about Raghunath Goswami. I have one question, Maharaj, can I make? Mahaprabhu is absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika. Sometimes his body would become elongated. Sometimes his body would become like a turtle. Nobody showed this kind of bhava. And he was absorbed in Krishna Prem, Mahaprabhu. But we didn't see these moods in Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika became elongated body or small like a turtle. So who has more prema, Srimati Radhika or for Krishna or Krishna for Srimati Radhika? Can you reconcile? No? So, what? So we didn't see this in Srimati Radhika, only Mahaprabhu. Gurudev is saying, why didn't you see this in Srimati Radhika? Srimati Radhika becoming like a turtle or like elongated. Because Shukadeva Goswami did not describe this. He hesitated to describe all these things in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Even the name of Srimati Radhika directly he didn't say in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Not actually, not the name of any gopi actually. He didn't mention in the Bhagavatam directly. That's why you don't know this about Srimati Radhika. Shukadeva Goswami, when he remembers Srimati Radhika, he would faint for 6 months. He would be fainted for 6 months just by so because so much viraha separation he was feeling from them. Shukadeva Goswami, from the gopis and Srimati Radhika. In the heart of Shukadeva Goswami Pada, he had so much love for the gopis and Srimati Radhika in his heart. Shukadeva Goswami had so much prema for Srimati Radhika, so much love. That's why when he used to remember gopis and Srimati Radhika, he would faint immediately. This description is there. Somebody may be speaking Harikatha and becomes bhava abhishta, absorbed in bhava, and the person cannot speak any longer because he's absorbed in bhava. Until when you can speak Harikatha? When the speaker can speak Harikatha? If he's like tatastha, like in the marginal position. Like means not completely absorbed, because if he completely absorbed in the bhava, he will forget everything, like his choke, he'll become choked, his throat, he cannot speak, You can see also, for example, if somebody in your family dies, your mother, father or superior, then you remember him. You cannot speak when you're so much absorbed, you're only crying and crying. Your throat becomes completely what? Choked, like choked. Shastra also explains. Okay, Shukadeva Goswami didn't say about this about Srimati Radhika, but the Goswamis didn't do. Then Gurudev is saying that's why the Goswamis they wrote different rasa books. But this thing that Mahaprabhu is getting elongated and like a turtle. So Krishna could not, Mahaprabhu Krishna could not realize all these Madanaka Mahabhava Srimati Radhika, because Mahaprabhu is Krishna and Krishna is a Vishaya Vigraha, he is the object of the love. So that's why he cannot relish everything of the Ashraya Vigraha, the shelter of love, divine love. Suppose an artist in some drama, suppose a male artist actor is performing the role of a female character, but he will not be able to do it perfectly, completely, because he's a male actor and he's performing the role of a lady. So actually in the old times, in all the dramas, theater, the ladies wouldn't act, they wouldn't be actors. Only actors were there, male actors only in the past, like in history before. Understand? Slowly, both actors and actresses, they are having roles. But before, there were no actresses. Only the male actors they used to play women also in the plays, because the ladies would not play, they wouldn't act. Before, the ladies, they wouldn't even leave the house. They wouldn't even leave their houses, the ladies before. Okay, I was speaking about if some man performs the role of a woman, you'll be able to understand, because the sound of his voice is different from the sound of voice of a woman. The sound of the voice of man is different from the sound of the voice of a woman. So, and also like how to walk, everything, like some behavior of the body also. Then you can realize he's a man. For example, if some man dresses as a woman, just by the way he walks you can understand. Actually, the men generally they walk with the right leg first, right foot first, but the ladies they walk with the left foot first. You can analyze when you see carefully when they walk. Is this a woman or a man? Which foot they step with first? So the Purush, the men, they walk with the right leg first or right foot first, and the ladies with the left feet or left leg first. Then you can realize in this way. Suppose 1 or 2 years ago, one boy, so his parents took him to England. But their daughter had died, so they took this boy with the passport of their daughter. Okay. So they took their son, and they took their son with the passport, like holding the passport of their daughter. And actually, they arranged the boy looking just like his sister, but an immigration officer. He was trying to see, because some people can imitate artificially, and you can later know if the person is a man or a woman. And so I think the officer saw the way he was walking, the boy. He was walking with the right foot first. So he realized it's not a woman, it's a man. It's a boy or a man with disguising as like a girl. So he saw. This even came out in the papers. He's saying something about the 9th canto of Bhagavatam. Some story. Somebody cursed, and then for 6 months he was a man, 6 months a woman. Some story of the Bhagavatam. Anyway, what we were saying. In rasa-lila we see all this. Rasa is nothing, something bad. Rasa is something completely pure and transcendental and amazing. It's a love thing. Rasa-lila is love. It cannot take place in this world. This world is a place of lust. Everybody wants their own enjoyment of the senses. Actually, this quotation mark, love of this world is actually just animal things. Animalistic stuff. Just like the animals, they want only to satisfy their own senses, to please their senses. In this world also. If you relish sharadiya-rasa in this world, paramore mood is just like an animal thing, animalistic thing, because actually you have only desire to enjoy your own senses. But in the transcendental world, no. There's no enjoying their own senses in the transcendental world. Everything is so sweet, madhur. Those who don't know about rasa-lila, they speak bad things about rasa-lila, thinking it's something bad, because actually they don't know what is it. People speak bad about the rasa-lila or not? Why you worship Krishna, people say. He's the Bauchi, he's doing bad things with the ladies, Krishna is this and that. But you don't know about the gopis, huh? These people who say like this, they don't know who are the gopis. So if you study about Krishna and gopis, then you'll have no doubt about the transcendentality and purity of rasa-lila. So Chaitanya Charitamrita especially explains about this Srimati Radhika's mood. But in Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Gosvami could not speak about all this. Because Krishna Das Kaviraja is Kasturi Manjari, so he wrote about all this. So the body of the gopis, the body of the gopis is made of prema. So we're describing the speciality of Vasanta Panchami. So the spring season rasa-lila, vasantika-rasa, spring season rasa-lila. Finish. What else should I speak about? Not Dwarati. What is this one who always arranged the plate of Tulasi Puja? Question? Kon? Is there any other speaker? Ask me. Actually, Gurudeva was so generous. Nobody in the past, in the future, is like Gurudeva. Also represents the spring. But if there's more explanation, if there is, but it's like this, represents the spring and the blossoming of the flower. Huh? No, but yeah. He's asking who will come Sunday to speak about Gurudev in the afternoon. Sridhar Maharaj alone will speak for 2 hours. Have to play the bell for him to stop. Ring the bell for him to stop speaking. He's coming from Delhi. Because today in the afternoon there's some program here to describe about glorified Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj. Who will speak? What is the speciality of Gurudeva? Acharya Vashista. In Prakata Lila of Krishna, Jivas can come sadhana siddha.
Spiritual body, when they achieve bhava, like Avirbhava, after bhava siddhi, Jiva can come to spiritual Prakat Lila. So they come in material bodies or only?
When the Jivas they come in Swarup,
Because in Bhagavatam,
in the Prakat Lila.
about the gopis who Yogamaya didn't allow them to go to.
But in Bhakti there's a shloka about the
And it
Bhagavad.
mentions something that they leave their material bodies because they was observing on Krishna so much, and they leave their material bodies and in mind or transcendental body achieved rasa dance. So it's like
How to reconcile? Because these gopis who were born in the pastimes of Krishna in this material world, their bodies were not material. But there is one verse that says that some gopis could not come to rasa-lila, and they absorbed in Krishna and they left their body and they attained Krishna in their transcendental body. So how to reconcile?
Stopped by their parents or their superiors. Why? Because their brain not completely mature, and they also not completely associated with the Nitya Siddha gopis. And especially Nidya, if you want to enter in the Rajans, need one thing.
Anurag.
Krishna Gurti Anurag.
So to enter rasa-lila you must have anuraga. By the association with the Nitya Siddha gopis, then you develop the deep anuraga, deep attachment for Krishna. Okay, they had gotten the association of the Nitya Siddha gopis, but still their anuraga was not ripened, not mature. When the mango is tasty? When is the mango tasty? When it becomes ripened? You know, the green mango or like unripened mango, maybe she's like little bit ripened, but not completely ripened, mature, not completely mature. It won't be tasty. Some mangoes, they become ripened, but still they are a little bit blackish color. But if they become more ripened, then they become like a reddish color. This is called kumkum color. And in this state, when the mango becomes completely ripened, then it becomes yellow. Yellow. Have you seen? Shastra also explains. The gopis had gotten the Siddha Deha, yes. But they had gotten the association of Nitya Siddha Gopis, but their mood was not completely matured. So what is the meaning? The bhava be mature means they didn't have anuraga exactly, the developed anuraga. Two symptoms, of anuraga. Parasparano sneham anubandhanam darshane atriptata. Darshane atriptata. Parasparano sneha anubandhanam and darshane atriptata. Means when you see Krishna, you never feel satisfied. You want to see him more and more and more and more. You're never satisfied to see him. This is one of the symptoms of anuraga. And another symptom of anuraga is parasparano sneha anubandhanam. Means lover and beloved, they are so much tied to each other by the love and affection. They're bound to each other by the love and affection. They cannot survive without each other. The gopis, it's very difficult for them to tolerate separation from Krishna. Srila Tripura Maharaj used to give an example. Do you love Krishna? Do you have separation? Okay, look, Krishna died. Krishna is dead. Then everybody was laughing when he would say this. He would say, Krishna is dead, Krishna has died. If the gopis would even hear that Krishna is dead, the gopis would faint immediately. Because they have so much sneha, affection for Krishna. Krishna cannot die, but still doing pastimes as like a human being. If you say like this to them, Krishna is dead, gopis cannot survive. They cannot even listen about it and they would faint. But we laugh when we hear this. Gopis, no, they would faint immediately if they only heard. Actually, the body of the gopis is completely transcendental, divine and transcendental. So many commentaries also explain about all this. Some gopis, they Bhoktati? Yeah, some gopis had associated with their husbands. That's why Yogamaya did not allow them to meet with Krishna, enter the rasa dance. Actually, why they say this is just to remove the doubts of some people. But actually, our Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada explains. Actually, the body of the gopis is transcendental. They never got association with their husbands. Actually, they never even had period. First period, never. Just to make pastimes. Yogamaya told about these three kinds of gopis. Okay, first is like group of Srimati Radhika, Nitya Siddha Gopis. They didn't have any obstacle. They could go meet with Krishna without any obstacle. But the sadhana siddha, then two divisions. Some gopis, Yogamaya manifested some statue of them staying in the house. Like for example, you, and imagine a statue of you. There's like a form of you, exactly like you. So Yogamaya kept some statue of these gopis in their house. So their husbands and family thought, oh, she's in the house. Father-in-law, mother-in-law, they thought, oh, our daughter-in-law is still in the house, but no, she had left. So also they didn't have obstacles to meet Krishna. Or maybe they also thought, oh, she just went just there, she's coming back soon. Or she went to someone's house to take something from there, or especially that time, people have to to other people's house to take fire, because at that fire there was no matches, and in my house also, I was from village, so like you had to go in another place to take some fire and bring to your house, she just went there, she's coming back. So this second kind of gopis, sadhana siddha, also they didn't get any problem. But those gopis who actually they didn't have developed the anuraga, deep attachment for Krishna, then Yogamaya didn't allow them to go to rasa-lila. But they, in feeling separation from Krishna, they suffered so much, like in separation, and all these obstacles, they disappeared. And in the nitya sarir, eternal body, they entered in this aprakrita sharir, transcendental body, they entered the rasa-lila. Yogamaya also created this, just like the snake leaves the old skin and comes out of the old skin. Some people think, okay, and also they were kept in their house. Another reason is that their mind had gone crazy. When Krishna did rasa-lila, no Vrajavasi didn't know that Krishna was doing rasa. Only one or two Vrajavasis knew. Just like Purnamasi. Other Vrajavasis, they didn't know. When the rasa-lila katha was spoken, after Krishna disappeared, Shukadeva Gosvami explains, at that time nobody knew about rasa-lila. Because rasa-lila has to do with paramour mood, and to be with the wife of others. Society don't accept this. Society does not accept paramour mood. That's why Yogamaya, she didn't allow anyone to know about rasa-lila. If somebody meets the wife of others, that man will not be able to tolerate, and then everybody would be against Krishna and try to beat him, for example. Imagine if they knew that Krishna was with the wife of others, like some gopa might want to do something against Krishna. So no Vrajavasi knew, and everybody just used to love Krishna so much. Yogamaya arranged it like this. Whose mind become crazy?
So you told this example that...
Okay, so this example.
You told this example when... you told now this example about those gopis who stayed in the home, that it's like a snake who is coming from old skin. Yes, but old skin... But what is... What is old skin?
Snake?
Yes.
She wants to know because they already had the Siddha Deha, so how possible old skin and
So they are not in material bodies. In Prakatlita, nobody in Prakatalila have material bodies. Because it
Gopis
was
have no material body.
In Russia, everybody discussing this law.
I didn't hear what the Prabhu told. This is just to make people believe, and the person will understand according to their eligibility. You cannot, even if you explain 1,000 times, each person will understand according to their eligibility. What is skin? First I told, actually gopis had transcendental body, chinmoy, sarir. So transcendental body is only one, not two. So this example is also given just to make people understand. Actually, their body was already transcendental. But they didn't. The main thing is that they didn't have developed anurag for Krishna. They hadn't developed anuraga for Krishna, and anuraga for Krishna only developed with the association of Nitya Siddha Gopis. Maybe the anuraga had developed, but not. It still wasn't matured. Everything must be matured to become like perfect and tasty. For example, if you cook, the rice must be cooked. If the rice is like uncooked, then you cannot eat it. Understand? I remember something about the time of my school. So I had to go to school eating the rice half cooked, because I had to go to school 10 a.m. Sometimes maybe they would be late to cook the rice. So okay, eat the rice half cooked and go. But then give some pain in the belly later. Sometimes happens. What speak of sabji? I used to eat the rice. I put some salt and eating. Chawal ki what? What is no, but something of the rice, not the rice itself. I mean, to fill your stomach is not a problem, but must be matured or cooked, whatever you're eating, like completely matured. Rice with what do you take? What of the rice? Sorry, chawal ki? Sorry, what? The starch. So Gurudev used to eat the starch of the rice with salt. When you cook the rice, there's that water, sticky water of the rice. It's like a milk. Starch is the water that boils the rice. Kalmar. And then salt. Then you put salt, mix in the salt, lemon juice. Then you can take and go. Chalo.
Good for you, actually.
I had no time to make the sabji. One time, I'm remembering something. For 3 years, there was a flood. You know flood? Bar. You don't know what is a flood? Bar. There was a flood. Bar in Hindi. Not. So there were 3 floods in 1 year, I think. Sorry. In Bengal. So it's such a calamity time in Bengal. Okay, there was nothing to eat at that time. At that time, the government, they give some help of rice to us. I mean, to everyone. It was very difficult food. For one family, only 1 kilo of rice for each family. So what happens? We used to put water, and I think the same starch. Gurudev is talking about the starch. So putting water and then put the salt, the water that boils the rice, and some lemon drops, and then you're taking that. What to do? For 3 years. And every these 3 years there was 3 floods every year in 3 years. So there was we're not able to do agriculture, to crop, no, to farm. We were able to farm. This time also we also endured these difficult times, calamity and so much trouble. Nowadays, with the coronavirus, the government is giving so much rice and so many things to everyone. In Bengal, they say for the pandemic, The government is giving so much. The government of Modi is giving. But the government of Modi, President, Prime Minister is giving. But actually the government of Bengal is keeping for themselves all this money for the Bengalis, and actually they are stealing. So Modi Sarkar means the government of Prime Minister, they are giving rice and giving oil, but the government of Bengal, instead of giving this to the Bengali people, they are getting the money for them and keeping for themselves. But then when the votes time comes, the vote, they put some, maybe they did some printing like this. Oh, I'm giving, look at how much donation I'm giving in some foods and distributing, and actually just to get a vote. So they say like this in the internet, YouTube video. Okay, so what I want to say is that how is the body of the gopis? Transcendental. Do you think to be born in the house of gopis is an ordinary thing? Ordinary? Do you think it is? Imagine these dishes of Dandakarana they did for 1,000 times. Hard austerities, chanting Gopal mantra. So it's not easy to be born as a gopi. You have to chant Gopal mantra properly. If you want to attain bhava, so you must do some sadhana. In Kali Yuga, actually the sadhana is so easy. You just need to chant 3 times or the Gopal mantra, otherwise only 2 times. Morning you chant 2 times Gopal mantra, and evening time 1 time you chant the Gopal mantra. Only this need to do. Only by doing this also you get the siddhi, perfection. No need to do anything, just chant holy names. Gopal mantra do you have? Krishna mantra. In the Kali Yuga, there's so many facilities given to the living entities, still they don't want to do bhajan. What to do? But don't need to do anything actually. Just do a little bit, enough. Okay. Then you'll be able to cross this material existence. Look how beautiful. Like this music explains, Haridin Togelo. So beautiful. In Kali Yuga everything is arranged. But still the jivas, they don't want to listen. So difficult to attain Gopi Bhava. Gopi Bhava now is so easy for us in Kali Yuga. Especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and made everything even easier. So this prema which is rare even for Brahma and great demigods, this prema Mahaprabhu is giving. Which prema? Mahaprabhu is not giving small things. He's giving very valuable things. One time we asked Gurudeva, the jivas of Kali Yuga, they're so fallen, so like low, you know. No. So in Kali Yuga, the human beings, they have so many thinking bad things in their mind always. In Kali Yuga, the human beings, they are only full of faults and faults. They don't even have one quality they don't have. But still, for the human beings of Kali Yuga, they have only to chant holy names. Only one thing, one quality. He's saying, the devotee, that's one of the reasons because why Parikshit didn't tell Kali to go away. Just chant a little bit Lord's holy names. Enough. What to do? What need to do? Still people don't want to do even that. They don't want to do. They take the Diksha mantra from Guru, but they don't chant the Diksha mantra. No. You must every day chant the Guru mantra, the mantras given by your Guru. Only by this you attain Bhava Siddhi. Mahaprabhu gave so many concessions. Come everyone. Bring the thing for Tulsi Arati. Already 8 o'clock. Gurudeva, you were saying that if we don't do Vaishnava Parada, if we do Bhajana Sadhana, we'll attain all these highest things. Just don't criticize to Vaishnavas. Give up the committing offense to the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Devotee asked. But every day we make some offense, maybe smaller offenses, not intentionally. Maybe our mind. Actually, if it's only in your mind, it's not. If in your mind you commit offense, actually in Kali Yuga it's not accepted. Criticize is more like a heavy. If you criticize like directly, but in your mind you think I will kill him. This is not offense. You know, the thing is when you do practically in Kali Yuga. If you don't do with your body, then it's not taken that offense. Because the mind in Kali Yuga is very evil, you know, so yeah, in Kali Yuga you cannot do sinful activities only on your mind. Only when you do physically, then yes. But what about Nama Parada? Okay, you're avoiding Vaishnava Parada. What about the Nama Parada? Actually, when the Vaishnava accepts your offense, then it's an offense. Otherwise not. Nityananda Prabhu, he was hurt or not? Jagai Madai, they hurt. Like Jagai Madai, they, hit the head of Nityananda, but Nityananda did not take that offense. If doesn't mean I'm not telling you to do this, no, but he's saying, but the charanduli means the foot dust of the devotee. Vaishnava will not forgive your offense. Yeah, like the devotees. But anyway, should not criticize anyone. Chant holy names. What do you have to do with anything else? Don't criticize. But they say that devotee is asking, you should not also glorify anyone. Devotee said. What is the meaning of this, Maharaj? That should not never glorify, not criticize anyone. It's a verse. This is for other people. For example, the Modi, like the Prime Minister, what do you have to do with him? So, but yet, glorify Vaishnavas. This sloka is for ordinary people, for karmi people. Like if you glorify karmis, then what do you get with that? And if you criticize these karmis, you get also their bad qualities will come to you, the flaws will come to you, their defects will come to you. Actually, you just must glorify the Vaishnavas and never criticize the Vaishnavas. Understand? So there was the example of that sadhu. In the other side of the river, next to the temple, there was a prostitute lady's house. Every day this prostitute used to wake up and see the temple. And in her mind she used to glorify the sadhu. But the sadhu used to take the japamala but criticizing the prostitute. Both, they died in the same time. The Jamadutas came, so the sadhu beating him. I'm a sadhu. What? You're not sadhu? You were imposter. You took the japamala, but day and night criticizing the prostitute. All the bad qualities of a prostitute came to you. But when the Vishnu Dutas came to the prostitute when she died, wanting to take him to Vaikunta. So you know this story, no? You mentioned something about the gopis who stayed in the house. The gopis who stayed in the house and the family like some, you said something, dimag kharab ho gayi, when you said this, their mind, like, in which context? But who thought this, or who said this? The parents of the gopis, they were thinking, maybe this gopi is now crazy. Or maybe they have some planet problem, some astrological problem. Astrological problem, some planet problem, this astrological birth chart, this something. So they were thinking. When what? When they left the house? Or that's why they didn't allow them to go? When Krishna played the flute, some gopis tried to run away to meet with Krishna. But that time their parents, their family stopped to them.
Because they did not listen. Husband and
their parents did not listen to the sound of the flute. But the gopis, they could listen to the sound of the flute. But the prema of the gopis was still not mature, so they were stopped. Like the family. And the family thought, oh, maybe they have some astrological chart problem, that's why they are behaving like this. Actually, they have no problem in the astrological chart. Gopis are beyond any astrological chart. Those who are doing bhajan and sadhan, how possible that astrological chart will work? If you chant holy names, if you chant Gayatri mantra, already all your astrological chart is destroyed. The planets, good planets or bad planets, cannot influence you. If you use Kantimala and chanting Guru mantra,
he has no faith with Guru, he has no faith in mantra.
The person actually who has no faith with Guru, who has no faith? Who? Those who are going to astrologer, they don't have faith. They want to see the palmistry. What is in your hand? That's it. Whatever you did before and coming here, this is in your hand. What the astrologer can do? He'll destroy your problems with your planets. He himself is also in. Does he look at his own palm? Like the astrologers also, they having so many like problems with their own planets and their own astrological charts. So, are they able to free themselves of their problems of their? So those who go to astrologers, they are not good. This is not good. Like okay, karmis, they can go. Spend money and go, yes, to astrologer. But those for Vaishnavas, devotees, they should not go to astrologer. You have to have faith. I'm chanting the mantra. So, Aushadhi is topmost medicine. Aushadhi. Yeah, I didn't hear this thing.
Topmost medicine is
yeah, because Krishna mantra is the topmost medicine. What is the need of any other medicine if you're chanting Krishna mantra? Why the sadhus they use rings in the fingers? Some people gave and then they use. Like Swami Maharaj also had rings in the fingers, just to teach the people actually. Teaching the people of this world. Some, like Shukadeva Gosvami Maharaj, had no ring in his finger. But some sadhus, they have rings in the fingers because brackets, these rings have to do also with astrological things, with the planets and their influence in your body. Narasimha Kavacha, this is the name of God. So this is good. There's no problem using Narasimha Kavacha in your body. Majashoda, to protect Gopal. She said, oh, may Narasimha protect you, this and that. The Sihankavach is very powerful. But to go through astrologer, he'll tell you, oh, worship this Devi, that Deva. If you worship demigods, what is then? Okay, for some time it will stop any problem in your planets. Suppose you are a criminal. Then the police officer is running after you. If you give some money to the police officer, maybe he will give a fine, but later on he'll come back and he'll catch you. Means you have to suffer the fruit of your karma. There cannot no way to stop it. But how to destroy the karma? This is the thing. Chanting holy names. The demigods, they don't have the power to destroy your karma. So people go to many demigods and demigoddesses. Sorry. That's why Gaudiya Gosvami told, come here, chant Krishna mantra. And he told them to do this. I think to some people, I'm sorry, I don't know, sorry. Oh, I have some graha dosha, I have some problem with some planet. Okay, so do fire sacrifice. Because some people, if you don't do these things, they'll think, oh, I never did anything. So okay, let him spend money with fire sacrifice. Let him spend money with fire sacrifice. The Vaishnavas, they say, okay, separate the Vaishnavas and give donation. Because those who have money, if they don't spend the money, they think they didn't do anything. Just like a donkey. The donkey, if he's not walking very far away to eat something, he will think that he never did anything. Suppose his belly is full, and then he'll think, oh, I didn't eat because he didn't move like this. Like he must walk a long distance to think he ate, and the donkeys are like that. So in the same way, those who are rich, they want to spend money to feel that they did something. Okay, so engage them in doing things. Okay, do this, do that, and they're like, oh, I'm happy I did something. Sorry, I didn't get this thing. I'll tell you honestly. Who is the teacher? Fool. Ah, fool. He will not be able to serve the Vaishnavas. He won't serve the Vaishnavas. Okay, so distribute blankets. You see, okay, distribute the blankets. But give to distribute the blankets to Vaishnavas. Okay, to people from other places, but the rest also Vaishnavas. Okay, so the Vaishnavas are very clever. They make for example, the person wants to spend money with. Okay, so when we do fire sacrifice, we don't do for demigods and demigoddesses. So okay, yeah, you want to do fire sacrifice? Okay, come here, let's do fire sacrifice. So the person wants to spend money. The karmi wants to spend money anyway, but he will spend money here with Vaishnavas and fire sacrifice here. But then he will be able to get benefit. So even the foolish people also, you make the foolish also foolish. Like if a person is a fool and wants, for example, to worship demigods, spend money like these things which are not bhakti, but you engage them also like this foolish man, and actually like this they will get the sukriti. So one tantric told, I gave you this mantra. You have to do that. Okay. So the person spent 4 million rupees and nothing happened. But if you come to me, I'll tell you, I'll just serve Giriraj. This person will not do that. Giriraj is here, engage something for Giriraj, for the people who take prasada. The person will not do that, but the person wants to go to some tantric. So many bad, evil sadhus tantric, and they like taking money of the people. Like they took this 4 million from this person and nothing changed for this person. Like actually the tantric don't know anything, but people like to go to these imposters actually. Like some. Who is the topmost sadhu? Was that one? Is that one who make a fool of everyone? Make a fool of everyone. And then you think that this is the greatest sadhu. This is one who is actually making a fool of everyone, like cheating everyone, an imposter. And but so if this person comes to us, let's say, oh, serve Giriraj, serve Prasada to Vaishnavas, do Anukuta, give donation in Navadvipa Parikrama. People are coming from far away to Navadvipa. And yesterday one devotee was saying that and the person had no money to go for Navadvipa Parikrama, so the person sold his wife's ornaments of gold to get money to buy rice for the Navadvipa Parikrama, and he bought 50 times, I think 50, I don't know, maybe 50,000 kilos of rice for Navadvipa Parikrama, and then because of the mercy of Mahaprabhu, his business went very well and everything in his life progressed, like his house and his business, like this. So this is our Piali doctor. He did this. He had no money actually, but Gurudeva went in his house and he was crying, saying, "Oh, Gurudeva came here, and I wanted to serve Gurudeva." So Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj had one disciple also who had no money. His temple had also so many rules, like about giving donation like this. So the manager of the parikrama, so this god brother told, "I don't have any money." Then the manager told the Brajmana parikrama, every day you wash the dishes, because also need people to wash the dishes. So okay, just sweep and wash the dishes, like serving the parikrama help. So somehow this devotee paid for the train ticket. At that time it was like 40 or 50 rupees a train ticket. And then this devotee came in here, Brajmana parikrama. His wife was so angry. Why are you going? Why are you going there? It's useless. So he had a business of selling water, I think, pani. So, but he didn't have so much money. So he paid the fare of the train, like 50 rupees. He didn't even have 100 rupees with him. So he was very upset. But somehow he paid for the train and he came to Vrindavan. Then after parikrama, every day he was washing the dishes and sweeping. Okay, and look what happened. After 1 month, it's written in a article, like in a magazine. I'm not lying. This story is there. In the, I think, a magazine of Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj. So in the time of going from Parikrama Vrajamandala, everybody must give donation to Guru, but he didn't have money. What to do? Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj, he saw him. Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj from his own pocket gave 2 rupees to him. I said, "Give to me in donation." Because everybody was giving donation to him. Because when you go, you give some donation. 100 rupees, 50 rupees. So Bhakti Vallabha gave from his pocket to him. So I think he gave back to Bhakta Balabhatita Maharaj, and Bhakta Balab gave back to him and told him to take the money and go. So with this 1 rupee he got no. It's okay. His guru gave back 2 rupees to him. So he told 1 rupee you buy something with 1 rupee, and 1 rupee he bought peda, the sweet, and another rupee he took back to his house. So when he came back to his house, everybody's asking, what did you bring from Mathura to us? Everybody will want some gifts, no? If you come from Mathura Vrindavan like this. So for this 1 rupee he gave back to his wife. No, I spoke wrong a little bit the story. So Bhakti Vallabha gave 2 rupees to him and also gave the pera prashada, the sweets, and told him to give to their house, to his house family members. So look how great. So with these 2 rupees he kept in his shop. Even his wife didn't know about these 2 rupees. But something amazing happened. His business became so well, like so prosperous, and in 1 year he bought a place, a land, and in 5 years he created like 3 storage building. So he developed so much his material life business. And so if you serve without duplicity, you see the fruit of serving without duplicity, isn't it? Like Madhavi, she is from Bolivia, and I asked her when she was coming. She told me she's like, I'm guru for her. I'm her guru. So I said, come. I don't know how she bought the ticket and came. Until for 14 years she's living in Vrindavan. 14 years. How does she live? I don't know. You can ask her. Sometimes she gets sick, but she serves in all ways. Because she's without duplicity doing Bhagavat Bhajan. For how many years? For 14 years she was here. How many times she became sick and how much money, but she's still serving. So yes, sometimes this thing is like this. Those who serve without duplicity, Bhagavan, yes, isn't it? I've seen this. The mercy of Bhagavan. She rents a room for every month. 3,000 rupees she must pay in her rent. Just in that house, just next to Rup Sanatan, the house of Gudi. She lives there. Okay, let's do Arati. And Noni also, he's so good. No, sorry, he said, today he will speak. Sorry, he said. What will you speak today? I already heard, but what Maharaj didn't hear, then you tell. Tell that the Hindi broadcast will be in your own page. Tell them evening program. Tell them. So the evening class will be Vaishnava Sabha, many Vaishnavas will speak. We'll do the broadcast of the other Vaishnavas English translation on my personal page, Taruni Gopidasi, on Facebook, and Gurudevas, of course, on Vanamadhuryam. But other Vaishnavas will be on my personal page, English translation. And the Hindi of the Vaishnavas will be in Kunjeshwari Didi's page. And also